गोपीजना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Radheshyam Sundar Radhe Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. हरिनाम संकीर्तन की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुः उन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namavom Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Please all of you repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshva Bhadresha Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopak Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Welcome all of you to the temple on this auspicious day of Vasant Panchami.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji?
Okay, Prabhu.
One. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I've been trying to find a time, but so we're extremely grateful to His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, that on this very special occasion of Valentine Day, Vasant Panchami. Yeah, Prabhuji was saying on the way that he's going to sing Hare Krishna Mahamantra and Vasanti Ras. So, what you heard before?
At the end I'll sing.
At the end, okay. We are extremely fortunate to have association of
Is it clear?
His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu. Especially on this very particular special day, we all want to say each other, we love you. So we want to say from our heart, we love our His Grace, our own dear Radheshyam Prabhu so much, and he has decided to come. Prabhuji need no introduction. All of you have heard him so many times before, either on a video, Zoom, or one-to-one. But it's a Vaishnava etiquette to introduce the speaker. Radheshyam Prabhu, I was reading his bio, it's like 4 pages long.
Therefore I put it very short here. So you can finish in half a minute.
Half a minute, okay. So His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu, 33 years of services for His Divine Grace, starting from 1991, under the guidance of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj and His Holiness Rajnath Swami Goswami Maharaj. It's services, I don't know how many of you have visited Pune Temple. If you do visit, please see how he has put his heart. Now I have met Prabhuji 7-8 years ago, and I told him that Pune Temple is such a successful project. You have done tremendous job, appreciating president of the temple management. But he made one statement, and it's still etched in my heart. He said, "My part is just to empower leaders and do a project and then leave." So Pune Temple, now he's been managing Hyderabad Temple also. He's empowering so many devotees, so many souls, that he doesn't have to be there. And this is the greatest example of a leadership. The leader doesn't have to be there, everything will run so smoothly. You can imagine how, nice leadership qualities Prabhuji has. His heart is in youth preaching. He's actually deputed by the GBC to become global youth ministry, global duty officer. And he's been traveling in the US for the last few years, 2 months in a year, especially giving a lot of time in Boston, but then Dallas and many other places, Houston. So now he's here with us. Let's welcome Prabhuji by chanting 3 times loudly. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Thank you so very much, Radheshyam Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So today is a very auspicious day because on this Vasant Panchami day many things happened. One of it is, at the bank of river Saraswati, Srila Vedavyas compiled all the Vedic literature and completed it on this day. So it is connected to Saraswati. Also, you all know Sati, after self-immolation, she reappeared as Parvati again, and she wanted to accept Lord Shiva as her husband now. And today is the starting of the Vasant Ritu. So you will see that after the Sharad, when the Vasant Ritu comes from 14 February, all the spring season flowers start blossoming very beautifully, cuckoos will be cooing. It's a very beautiful season. Spring season is one of the most beautiful seasons. It begins from Vasant Panchami day. So, taking advantage of this, the Kamadev and Rati, they sent flower arrows to attack Lord Shiva. Of course, Shiva, being a Dhira, remaining undisturbed, he burns Kamadeva down to ashes. But then the demigods plead Shiva to give them a child who will actually be able to defend the demigods and defeat the asuras. So there was one Tarakasura. He could not be defeated by anybody other than somebody born from Shiva. So then Parvati marries Shiva, and then they get Kartikeya as their son. And then Kartikeya defeats Tarakasura. So the day of Shiva burning the Cupid also is today, the same day, beginning of Vasant Panchami. In South India, they call this Vasant Panchami as Sri Panchami also. It's connected to goddess of fortune, Lakshmi also. So the day is connected to goddess of learning, Saraswati. So many parents begin the education for their children by Vidyarambam, with a prayer to Saraswati today. So it's connected to goddess Saraswati, goddess of learning, goddess of prosperity, and goddess of material energy. And most importantly, in the Vasant Ritu, there is also a very famous rasa dance by Lord Krishna. One is in the Sharad Ritu, one is in the Vasant Ritu. So on the same day, many people across the globe celebrate Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is considered to be a day of exchanging loving messages and loving exchanges between people in the mood of romance. But originally, Valentine is the name of one great saint who appeared probably 2 centuries after Jesus. There were 2 Saint Valentines, and both of them propagated Christianity, as taught by Jesus, for which they were given severe treatment by the king and were actually killed by the king. They actually died as a martyr, as we say, for protecting religious principles and propagating them for that. So, if that is so, Saint Valentine died on this day, and it is supposed to be a saintly day. On the contrary, worldwide we find on this particular day, in the name of love, many lusty things happen all across the globe on this day. So therefore it is very important to know, probably that is why His Grace Devakananda Prabhu chose this topic, I think, love and trust that never rest. So, you see, you can see the picture there. If you keep a knife on a table, very soon within a week it will rust. Or you cut an apple and keep on the table, it rusts, gets oxidized very soon. In this world you see, things like that never remain fresh. Similarly, you can see a boy and girl, they have attraction, but very soon she is catching his neck, you see here. So the kamat krodho vijayate. The lust turns into anger very soon. So we have seen in this world, many things go on in the name of love. Eventually, they will be standing on either side in the court and fighting for divorce. So why the love is not long-lasting in this world? One should think about it. So today's topic will be very thoughtful. I am presenting some sections of the scriptures also. I am presenting some practical points on the differences between love and lust. So, most important thing is to know the difference between our external body and the mind and the soul. So, most people in the world are not even aware of these differences between these things. I remember in Bombay, there was one multi-millionaire. Once he happened to see one YouTube movie of one Hollywood actress. He became attracted. Of course, he had his own chartered plane. He made a phone call to her and said, I am eager to marry you. This fellow was already close to 56 or 57, going to touch 60. But she was just 22. But he wanted to marry her. And she also agreed. That's another wonderful thing. Because she thought, oh, I get a chance to become a wife of a very big fellow. He was already married, so he told his wife, if you want, you can go to your parents' home, or if you want to live in the same bungalow, you can live, but I am going to marry her. So he brought that Hollywood actress to his big palace and married her. But within a week, he saw her roaming with many other men. So he was shocked. Oh, this woman is characterless woman. My wife is very chaste, although she doesn't look so beautiful. My wife is Gunavati, whereas this Hollywood actress is Rupavati. But there is no quality. So he decided to divorce her. But somehow she came to know that he is going to divorce me. He will only give some small compensation. But if I finish this fellow, I can get all his money, because right now I am a rightly wedded wife. Thinking like that, she was hatching a plot. And that fellow came to know. She's making an assassination attempt upon me. So immediately he got 2 bouncers for his protection. Morning he will get up with the bouncers, all day roam with bouncers, come back at night with bouncers on either side. He thought, how many days I can do this, like this? Constantly I can't live in fear. Better that I will arrange some hoodlums to finish her, he thought. Then she got to know that. Now that she is rich, she also arranged 2 bouncers for herself. Now I heard that both the parties, both of them are going with bouncers and coming with bouncers. This is their life. What kind of love is this? This is not love, this is lust. Lust means it's exploitative in nature. Love means it involves selfless service. Love flows outwards. Lust flows inwards. You want to grab. Lust is in the mood of grabbing. Love is in the mood of giving. That's the main difference, you will see. So both these parties, she was lusting at his money and he was lusting at her external skin beauty. So people who are attracted to skin beauty or the face cuts or the pigment of color of skin or the bodily shapely size. So these people are lusty people because they are just going by the external appearances which is perishable, changeable, and over a period of time only skeleton will remain when the body is burned. So this is lust. Lust is a very superficial thing. On the other hand, the love flows outward. We will learn more about that. You can see everybody in this world is trying to serve somebody or love somebody, as you see here. Love is a very important topic for people because people read love novels, people watch love movies, they sing love songs. Everybody is trying to love somehow or someone. So, therefore, although this topic is a very important one, it is the most misunderstood topic. You can see that we all are craving for genuine love. Why people come to home in the evening? Because they expect that, they get that trust and affection from mother, father, family, friends. Because the outside world is pretty exploitative. People fear when they go out. Somebody should not cheat me, somebody should not loot me. So they're looking for genuine love everywhere. For example, when someone goes to a restaurant, the waiter is serving with a smile on his face, but when he goes to the side, you look at him how he is watching. He only smiles for a tip. So when we talk about the real love and the fake love, there are many people who put up a external appearance of love. We call it as a cardboard face and a plastic smile. So this is something which is trained how to do it by many self-help books. So, like I saw in one of the star hotels in Pune, we had a Lions Club seminar. So all the Lions Club presidents had come together. So they had invited me for a 45-minute seminar. So when I was entering, there were two receptionists, two ladies. And as soon as I was entering, they had a big smile on their face. They welcomed. I went little ahead, and they were actually quarreling with each other. That is quarreling. So when a guest comes, they smile. After the guest goes and no one is around, they quarrel. So it's a very superficial show. So when in the same manner, in India it's a very common sight. If you go to any station, the auto rickshaw wala will come and take your luggage in the hands. He will want to escort you to his vehicle. It appears like he is very caring and loving and is eager to serve you, only to loot your pocket. Instead of taking, $5 from you, he will take $500 from you. They would loot. So the world is filled with superficial love or fake love, like I told you, the cardboard face. So therefore people are very fearful to connect with anybody. Most people, I heard, when we move around, we get to see most people live like a frog in the well in their own little world. People are afraid to connect to doctors. People are afraid to connect to... In marriage relationships, trust is required. When you go to a doctor, trust is required. When you join a college or a school, trust is required. When you make friendships with anybody, trust is required. So people wonder whether this person is genuine or will be cheated. So therefore we will understand what is genuine love. In both the Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a description about the spiritual world from where we all belong to. So this is actually Lord Krishna and Balaram running in the bank of Yamuna with all their friends and cows and calves. So in Brahma Samhita, Brahma describes that this world is a beautiful place where every word is a song and every gate is a dance. Water is like honey. Nobody speaks there, everyone sings there. Nobody walks there, everyone dances there. And that world is a world of love. And the real love is meant to be reposed on the Supreme Lord and no one else. And we can give a reasoning to that. Why? You will see, when the hair is on the head people, have different hairstyles nowadays. There are 25 type of hairstyles. People go to the salons and make it very attractive. Similarly, women also put shampoo and all those things and make it very attractive. Imagine if one hair comes in the food, will anybody like it? The moment the hair is detached from the body, it is considered obnoxious, abominable. You will throw the whole food away. Similarly, when the nails are in the body, people put nail polish, varieties of colors of nail polish to show to others. But when the nail is cut, and it is cut off from the body, it goes straight into dustbin. It has no value. So what is there in this body that when nail is connected to the body, it is so valuable. When it is disconnected from the body, it is so nasty. Similarly, the hair, when it is connected to the body, it becomes so valuable. You comb and keep it very nicely. When it is taken off from the body, it's considered abominable. One has to think about it. There is something in the body which adds value to the body. You will see, when you go to an aquarium also, you see the fishes moving, colorful fishes, golden color fish, orange color fish, green color, blue color, different color fishes. It's so charming, people can watch even for an hour also. But if those fishes are dead and lying at the bottom, nobody will want to see them. Because what gives attraction to the fish's body is the life spark. And the living spark in the body of a fish or in the body of anybody, man or a woman or animal, anybody, it makes it attractive. But why is it attractive? Because that spark of life is a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, who is supremely beautiful. He is supremely beautiful, we are minutely beautiful. He is supremely strong, we are minutely strong. So when those opulences reflect in this world, it's very charming, very attractive. Like for example, you see, sometimes the mother embraces a child or a lover embraces the beloved. Imagine it is a hot summer season, the body may be sweating also. Even though sweat smell is coming, still they embrace. Do you think they enjoy the sweat? Do you think they enjoy the bad odor of the body? No, there is something that brings them together, that makes the strong attraction principle. So one has to study that attraction principle. What makes it attractive? You will see, when you give the cows sometimes grass or hay, they are not very attracted. But you give them jaggery, they will come running immediately. They are attracted to jaggery. Similarly, ant is attracted to honey or sugar. You will see that. Similarly, every living being is attracted to something, someone in this world. That original attraction principle comes from the Supreme. And all the jivas are attracted to the Supreme.
Hey, what do you want, my fine feathered friends? Ah, I see. What should I play then? An excellent choice. As you are beautiful, I will wear it with honor.
So in the Vedanta Sutra it is said, in the Taittiriya Upanishad it is said, Raso vai saha rasam hi evayam labdva anandi bhavati. So this statement means the Supreme Lord is not just a generator of millions of universes and maintainer, destroyer. That is a very preliminary detail about him. It is not that the Supreme Lord is just in every atom and everyone's heart, but ultimately what is he? If you ask, the answer is he is Akhila Rasamrita Murti. He actually derives the greatest joy in the spiritual world by exchanging love with his devotees. Just like you saw, he is sitting under a tree very coolly. Not that being God he is super busy, sending different incarnations to different universes and he is super busy. He is not like that. So not only he is sitting relaxed in a relaxed mood, he has time for everybody, including the peacocks. And he is not ordering his servants to serve him, but he is eager to serve them, asking them, what can I sing for you? Huh? What tune can I play for you? And he's appreciating their choice, accepting their gift of very simple gift of the peacock feather. So, this is in Sanskrit, this is called a Saushilyata. Saushilyata means a very big personality coming down to the level of some little personality and making friendship. Even Ram Lila, you find Ram becomes friend of Guha or becomes friend of Vibhishan. He becomes friend of Sugriva. Sugriva actually adores Rama. In the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a verse which says that you are making friendship with people like us who are forest dwellers. That is only your kind heart. So this aspect of the Lord is considered a very great quality of the Lord. But when we come to this world, the pure soul becomes covered over by some impurity. Just like rainwater becomes muddy when it falls to the ground, similarly impure qualities come in us. Therefore, there is simultaneously an animal and angel within us. So, here I have given a list of 9 items here to distinguish between what is love and what is lust. This will make it clear. For each of them I am showing one slide now. Things will become more clear. See, love implies service. It is not just a feeling. Because generally people have a notion that love is just all about romance. People, before marriage, you will see people have a great attraction. They think, on the day of marriage, flowers will be falling from heaven and cuckoos will be cooing. But then after marriage, cuckoos are not cooing, lions are roaring. Flowers are not falling, tears are falling. Why it turns into such a pathetic way? That is because both the parties have great expectations from each other that these are the things the other party will do for me. When I was in my school days, once our teacher told us to write a list of qualities we expect in our friends. So we all wrote 20, 25 qualities we wrote. And the madam said, wait a minute, don't give me the sheet, keep it with you. How many of these qualities you possess? Then when we rounded it up, only 3-4 of them we possessed. Then she told us, think about it, you only have 3 qualities and you are expecting 25 qualities from your friend. It's unrealistic expectation. Therefore you are frustrated in life. So, when we talk about love, it is not just a romantic feeling. In teenage, one may have such feelings. That is why we say illusory thrills eventually leads to increasing perils over a period of time. So, when one enters married life, then one realizes the wife becomes pregnant. Look at this fellow, he has to bring something for her. You have to take her to hospital. You have to build the house. You have to get the clothes. You have to stand in the queue and admit the children in the school, and many things one has to do. Which one doesn't like? One may say, I never thought I have to do all this. I thought it's just a romance in college days. So many of the teens live in a dream world. Here you see that the very first thing is love implies service. You see, when Lord Rama and Sugriva became friends, they lit up a fire, sacred fire, and they circumambulated, just like a husband-wife do Agnivalam, like that they did. After that, Rama said, I vow to be your friend, and the fruit of friendship is service. So please tell me, how can I serve you? He asked. And Sugriva also asked Rama, you tell me, how can I serve you? This is the first question in friendship. But generally, in the modern time, people connect with others with the intention of getting some service rather than doing some service. So, therefore, there is frustration. So, when we are in a grabbing mood, there is frustration. When there is a giving mood, then there is real happiness. Another thing here is love is voluntary. Like here you are seeing an employer and employee relationship. It is actually, it's not voluntary. The employee thinks that if employer is away for a week, I can be happy. An employer thinks I should get double the work done from this fellow so that I can use and throw. Use him as much as we can. Nowadays I heard when you become 38 or 40 in an IT company, the company starts thinking seriously whether we need this person, because boys at the age of 20, girls at the age of 21 nowadays are able to do work which may be a repetitive type of work, which someone at 38, 40 is doing. But the difference is the company has to pay a hefty salary for a 40-year-old man than one who is joining just now at 21. So that is one of the reasons for big layoffs also. Because therefore, if somebody is crossing 35 years, one should be able to do something unique which a 21-year-old guy cannot do. Otherwise, you don't have a place. So, because everybody thinks from the point of view of what is in it for me. So, the love is supposed to be voluntary. Like a mother's love for the child is actually voluntary. You think about your own mother, why we love our mother so much. From childhood up to this stage, she has raised you. And you ask, what do you want from me? She says, I just want to see you happy. If she is a daughter, she would say, you just get married and be happy. If it is a son, you get settled in a job and be happy, that's all. Not expecting anything in return, selflessly serving, that actually causes that attraction. See, that's the point, third point, love is selfless. See that poor child, both are having their own ambitions, aspirations, goals, and not concerned about each other. But you will see in the God's creation, his selflessness comes out, so very easily observable. You see the sun shines and the cloud showers, crops grow and fruits fructify, the flowers blossom. The mango tree doesn't ask you for money when it is giving you mangoes. Some man comes in between and says, pay $5 for mango. Otherwise the tree doesn't ask anything. In God's creation, everyone is selfless, completely, you can see that. This is a universal law actually. You will see that. Even Lord Krishna, while talking to his friends in the 10th canto, he adores the trees. He stoka Krishna he amsho shida mansubalarjuna paschate etan mahabhagan parartai kanta jivitan vatavarshata pahiman sahanto varayantinah. He's telling, look at these trees, they're mahabhagan, he says. They're great souls. Why? The tree gives so many things. It gives flowers, it gives fruits, it gives tree bark. It also allows the woodpecker to make a hole and live in the tree. If you throw a stone, the tree gives you 4 mangoes back to you. In cold winter, the tree tolerates the cold and gives you warmth. In hot summer, the tree takes the heat and gives you shade. And at last, when the tree dies, you can make a wooden table with the tree. It is totally selfless creature, Krishna says. And look at the human beings, they are just opposite to the tree. Like that he says that human beings should learn selflessness from the trees, he says. So, selflessness is inbuilt in Lord's creation. You see, the pearls come from the seashells. Rains come from the clouds. Everything, so many things are coming from the nature. Also, you see, love involves sacrifice and pain. You can see that the child, sleeps in the day when the mother is busy working in the kitchen. In the midnight when mother wants to sleep, the child gets up. Kwa, 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 and makes sounds. So the mother has to be awake in day also, night also. It's a life of sacrifice. Anybody will get irritated, you see. So, but for the sake of the beloved, one is willing to undergo sacrifice and pain. Like Madhavendra Puri was in Vrindavan, in Govinda Kund, chanting peacefully. He had a very peaceful time. But then Lord came in his dream and said, please cut this bush and take me out and put me on the top of the hill and worship me. Because Lord considered he is my pure devotee. Lord likes to be worshipped by his loving devotees. So he took the trouble to do that. 2 full years, every single day he celebrated Annakot festival. How busy it must be, just think about it. In our temple, when we celebrate Annakot festival once in a year, whole day goes away in that. Madhavendra Puri did that for 2 years, every single day. And the story didn't end there. After that, when the Lord was sleeping, when Madhavendra Puri was sleeping, Lord came in his dream and said, go to Jagannath Puri and get me chandan, because in summer season it's very hot, and apply the chandan on me. 1,000 miles he walked from Vrindavan to Jagannath Puri. And on the way back when he was getting the sandalwood and bringing, Lord felt pity for his devotee. Oh, he's taking so much trouble for me. Then the Lord told him, okay, now you don't have to bring it to me. You apply it on Ramuna Gopinath. Huh? There is a Kshirchor Gopinath there. You apply it on him, Lord said. The idea is, you can see Madhavendra Puri's sacrifice and pain that he undertook for the sake of the Lord. So, love, when we say it is tat sukhi sukitvam, for the pleasure of the beloved, you are willing to put your sweat and toil. That is actually love. There is a clear-cut difference between karmi jnanis, yogis on one hand and bhaktas on the other hand. A karmi wants to enjoy this world, and a jnani wants relief from the sufferings of this world, and a yogi wants siddhis to walk on water, fly on sky and show off. All the three people are interested in themselves only. Whereas a bhakta is thinking about what will please Krishna. Which mountain is dear to Krishna? Which river is dear to Krishna? Which animals are very dear to Krishna? Who is Krishna's mother? Who is Krishna's father? So on this festival day, what would Krishna want to have? So devotee is always thinking about Krishna's comfort, Krishna's convenience, Krishna's pleasure. Therefore they go back to Krishna. And devotee means yatantascha dridhavrata. Krishna says, my devotees endeavor greatly to please me by going out on book distribution, by going out on Harinam Sankirtan, by going and preaching and bringing the suffering souls to Krishna's lotus feet, by building temples, by worshipping deities, by cooking for the Lord, making garlands, making jewelry, making outfits. So devotee means they use their senses, mind, body, everything, and sacrificing it for the Lord's pleasure. See these two amazing pictures you see. In the top picture you see that lady is using a stone grinder to make some flour for the family. And below another lady is going to gym to keep her body in size. The difference is, the top picture you see a smile on her face. Are you able to see? If you carefully observe, you will see. Although she is doing a strenuous work, she has a smile. Because she is thinking, it's a labor of love in cooking for my family. And this lady, I don't know how she is able to cook at home. She has gone to a gym. No patience to cook and no time. I have to go to gym, she says. Probably they will do catering, I think. But the idea is, you can see a very clear difference in the intention, attitudes in this. And love is free from unrealistic expectations. You see here Lord Rama picking up the squirrel and putting his 3 fingers on his back and appreciating the squirrel for making a small effort to put a stone while making the bridge between India and Lanka. Hanuman was thinking this squirrel is a nuisance. I mean, it's creating trouble coming in between. But Ram said, Hanuman, I appreciate the service of the squirrel as much as you, because he is doing the service according to his full capacity. So Lord, here is a very amazing thing. When once His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj came to Pune in 2004, we had a National Youth Festival. One sentence he said which was very striking, all the boys applauded for that. He said, in this world you cannot satisfy anybody, he said. Even if a man is working hard to accumulate wealth and build a house, at last he asked his wife and children, are you all happy with what I did for you? They said, what did you get for us? You just got a 2 BHK. We wanted independent bungalow. You couldn't get it. What great you did. So he was telling, in this world it's very difficult to satisfy. And then he said, go to your IT company and ask your boss, sir, are you happy with my service? He will say that, all right, you could be doing much more. He said, where is in this world any person to whom you go and give 1 tulasi, put it at his lotus feet, he says, I am satisfied. That's only Krishna. So he asked our IT boys, can you give one tulasi in the hand of your IT boss and say, be happy? Only Krishna will be happy. So Lord has no unrealistic expectation. Lord doesn't say, I am Lakshmipati, at least you should be Crorepati. He doesn't say that. I am the most handsome, so all my devotees have to be necessarily handsome. Lord doesn't say that. Anybody from any walk of life can go to Him. Also love means respect, valuing individuality. See, on the left side you see Shabari Old woman, 90 plus. You know, who is going to pay attention to such a woman? Think about it. Lord Ram and Lakshman, Ram told, we have to take a detour. We have to go in another route to go and meet this devotee of mine. She is my pure devotee. So Ram took a special route to go to Nasik and meet this great devotee Shabari to take fruits from her. She was offering some tasted fruits to ensure that they will be sweet for Ram. On the other hand, on the right side you see the mothers are comparing their children with someone else. See, he got first rank and why are you not getting? So actually everyone is an individual and they have individual capabilities. That is why in some of the schools they measure the child's performance against the child's previous performance rather than comparing it with any other child. They don't do such kind of comparative ranking. Yeah, I have shown Krishna Sudama in the top also. So how much Krishna respected the individual Sudama? Why he washed his feet, made him eat nice prasad, he massaged his feet and remembered the good old days of the Gurukula. And Sudama was like completely stunned with his friend's gesture. So, and love means unconditional in all situations. I told you about this. That Rama making friendship with all kinds of devotees. Also love means tolerance and forgiveness. Forgive, forget and be friendly. Otherwise, therefore it is said, forgiveness means you are making a bridge. If you cannot forgive, you are making wall around yourself. So we have the choice. So, yeah, love also involves security, support, shelter, pleasure. You can see this Jatayu you are seeing on the left side. He didn't win the battle against Ravana. Still Lord Ram was pleased with him. Because why? Even though he was an old eagle, he exerted himself fully up to the point of even, risking his own life in saving Sita. And Ram cried tears and said, you are like my father. I will send you to Vaikuntha this very evening. So this is the kind of shelter and support Lord Ram gives to anyone who goes to him. Yeah, I told you about this. Trust is required when you go to a doctor or in marriage or in business partnership or amongst friends. So I've shown two relationships here, Karna and Shalya on one hand and Krishna and Arjuna on the other hand. Krishna and Arjuna had a very sweet relationship, but Karna and Shalya were based on egoistic platform. They had a tussle and quarrel. Eventually they separated. Shalya went away. He left Karna in the battlefield and left. So in this world, so-called love ends in rusting relationship. Therefore people divorce and all that. So to keep the relationship trustworthy, all these 9 points I showed you, Lord Krishna exhibits those qualities. This is another example I have given here. Drona and Drupada, Krishna and Sudama. You can see the trusting and rusting relationships. You all may be aware of Drona and Drupada were thick friends in this Gurukula days, but later Drona did one mistake. When he went to the palace of Drupada, he told Drupada, hey, do you remember in the Gurukula days you promised me that you will give me half your kingdom later. Now give my share, like that he asked. And Drupada said, what are you talking? You are claiming as if it is your kingdom? And then he called a minister and said, just give him one cow in charity and send this Brahman away. And then Drona became very angry and felt insulted. It went further and further, revengeful actions on either side. Very nice, it's a messy story after that. When Drishtadumna was created in fire along with Draupadi by Drupada, and he killed Dronacharya in the battle. So in this way it became a rusting relation as opposed to Krishna Sudama. Why am I quoting these examples? Many of you sitting here, you know these pastimes. In our life we have to think about how are we dealing with people in our relationships. Are we increasing the trust? Are we allowing it to rest? Jai Shri Radheshyam Sundar ki, Shri Gaur Nitai ki. See, I've shown one pastime of Krishna and Kubja. In the picture you see, Krishna and his friends are entering Mathura, and Kubja is a hunchbacked woman. Her name is also Trivakra. In 3 places her body is bent, and she has a big hunchback on her back. So when Krishna saw this lady, he joked with his friends. He told, hey, beautiful lady, beautiful and tall lady, like that he joked at her. And said, where are you going? And then he said, she told him that I am carrying sandalwood for Kamsa, sandalwood pulp for Kamsa. He said, if you offer it to me and Balram, your life will become fortunate. And she immediately offered without any hesitation. She is actually a partial expansion of Satyabhama. It is mentioned. Satyabhama, she is Antaranga Shakti, but she has a partial expansion which is Bhu Shakti and the Prithvi. And the Bhu Shakti's expansion is Kubja. So therefore, Kubja's hunchback represents the earth overburdened by Kamsa. That's what it represents. And because she was going to serve Kamsa, Krishna took away that sandalwood away from her and also removed her hunchback. You will see that. It said here, you can see this one. See, here is the word. Prasanno Bhagavan Kubjam Trivakram Ruchirananam Rijvim Kartum Manaschakre Darshayan Darshane Phalam. But Krishna was pleased with Kubja's service. And immediately he thought, I should do some service to her in reciprocation. See, in the picture you see, he kept his lotus feet on her 2 feet and he caught her chin and he lifted it up. Next moment, Kubja became like this. She became a beautiful young girl in a moment. There in the purport, Prabhupada writes that all of us in this world are like Kubja because we are carrying a baggage of our sins on our back. Even the most beautiful cinema actors and actresses can also be counted in Kubja because if our account has karmic reactions, then we are Kubja, he says, Prabhupada says. And then he says, just as Kubja was rectified of her hunchback, when we come across devotees in our life, and then we come to Krishna, we chant Hare Krishna, then we aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishyami. We follow the 4 relative principles, we chant Hare Krishna, then Krishna makes the devotee beautiful. And here Prabhupada makes a very important point. Krishna cannot be pleased by any action other than transcendental loving service unto him. See, why was Krishna attracted to Kubja? Not for her beauty, but for her service attitude. That's a very important thing. See, here Prabhupada says here, since she was touched by Krishna's hands, she became the most beautiful girl among women. This incident shows that by serving Krishna, the devotee immediately becomes elevated to the most exalted position in all respects. A Krishna conscious person does not have to be qualified or beautiful. After becoming Krishna conscious and entering service unto Krishna, he becomes very much qualified and beautiful, like the Prabhupada writes. Prabhupada also made the hippies beautiful.
Welcome back to Video for the Day. This is Sankar Shanda speaking to you from ISKCON, Austin, Texas, USA. The following video footage is very dear to me. It shows Prabhupada chanting back in the 60s on Hippie Hill in San Francisco. This is where I first met the devotees. They were just coming from Hippie Hill where they were doing the kirtan. I first met them right there as they was coming off Hippie Hill. Plus the fact that I was also from the hippie movement, and a hippie friend of mine turned me on to this Hare Krishna mantra back in 1968. So it's quite nice footage. I'll go ahead and let you see it now. They call it the hippie religion. That's the name of the footage. Thanks for tuning in. Hare Krishna.
And his disciples wanted it. They said, we want some of that. Whatever it is he's having, I want that. So this is the guru. So many hippies were really in love with Prabhupada and in love with the devotees and considered the Hare Krishna to be the hippie religion at this.
So you can see how Prabhupada made the hippies beautiful by giving them the Mahamantra. Similarly, Krishna sees potential in anyone who is willing to render some service to him. So I'm coming to the last part because we need to know how to transform the lust into love, because if love has become soared into lust in this world, we know what are the deficiencies we may have, but how do we get out of them? So here, Prabhupada Saraswati explains in his Gita Govinda commentary that there are 5 types of arrows that Kamadev uses. He says infatuation, mohanam, agitation, stambanam, and then he is saying heart burning, that is like shoshanam, and unmadanam, maranam, like the different names he uses. So each of this is explained here. So although there is natural attraction between sexes in the material world, the conditioned souls, especially humans, they do not chase after the first visible object of enjoyment. They don't chase, he says. Due to previous conditioning or samskara, the mind had recorded certain enjoyable traits like beauty, education, wealth, fame, all those things, and favorable methods for association. So when one finds prima facie some of these traits in a person and the opportunity to engage in association, then karma releases his arrows. You will see that everybody is not attracted to everybody else. You will see that there are certain people charmed by certain people. That's why the first arrow, because of the purva sanskaras, the attraction principle is awakened. And then one identifies only the best qualities in other person. That means even if a person is ugly, somehow this person finds that other person attractive. Like that he says. One constantly thinks of the other. If the opportunity permits, they talk with each other or meet each other. In this way, the infatuation is deepened. That is explained by Lord Krishna in Gita. Dhyayato vishyantam sahavas. That is the first arrow. When second arrow pierces the heart, he says separation becomes unbearable, which means when a man and woman are attracted, initially they may see each other, then eventually they want to talk to each other, then they may want to talk continuously for hours, then the association becomes more intimate. And then he says, opportunity permits, the couple increases their interaction until it covers the entire day. They derive mellow from each other's association. And then nectar, it begins like nectar. And then that's followed by marriage, then children, then household responsibilities, everything. And then he says, but such a state does not last for long, as the third arrow pierces the heart. What is the third arrow? The pain is almost intolerable, he says. One's intelligence gets bewildered and one acts like a madman. In this phase, there are frequent frictions, quarrels, producing more heat, he says. And the heart produces dryness as the fourth arrow pierces, he says. Then there is breakup, unwanted pregnancy, abortion, divorce, depression, stress, alcoholism, violence, ulcers, hair loss, all those things. Finally, he says, karma releases the fifth arrow, which is maranam. That leads to suicides, acid throwing, murder, all those things. Death separates even the most intimate couples. In this way, one suffers in this life and the next entering into ghostly species. So, you will see that when Kamadev tried to send these 5 arrows to Shiva, Shiva burnt him down on this day, I told you, isn't it? But when the same Kamadev tried to do this with Naranarayan Rishi, at that time Naranarayan Rishi were in Badrika Ashram. They were not agitated. Rather, the Lord smiled. Kamadev, you are trying to create an ambience and atmosphere by which you are trying to charm me. Now I'll show you who I am. And the Lord released so many beautiful apsaras from his thighs. And Madan and Rati were shocked seeing that. They became afraid, they were trembling. He called them and told, don't be afraid. I don't become angry, I will not burn you down. He said, take one of these, whichever apsara you found beautiful, take with you and go and give it to Indra as my donation to him. So then they took one, Urvashi. Uru means thighs. So she became a Rajanartaki in heaven. She's a great dancer with attractive thighs. So, in this way, the Lord is not attracted to any female. Rather, He produces millions of females from His thighs. Therefore, those people who think Krishna is attracted to gopis or queens of Dwaraka, probably is it due to lust? People think such questions. They are not well read in the scriptures. You can see here is Krishna with the Patranis, the 5 Patranis in Dwaraka, famous queens. But apart from them also he had many other queens, 16,108 queens. But Prabhupada explains Krishna's opulence in Dwaraka. He gave each of them one palace. And he expanded himself into 16,108 forms. He lived, which man can do that nowadays? One should study the full Shastra, not read partially. And also it is said here, his dealings with the mothers in the house. Actually here you will find the relationship with the queens is explained in this famous verse. Udhama bhava pishunam alavalguhasat Vridavalokanihato madanopi yasam Sammukya chapamajahat pramodottamasta Yasyendriyam vimatitum kuhakairna shekuhu. This verse says, see the last line. It says, the queens were extremely beautiful, they had spotless beauty, and they were displaying feminine gestures and bashful smiles on their husband Krishna. But Krishna was least attracted to them. Because yasya indriyam vimatitum, his senses were not agitated, kuhakairna shekuhu. Their magical feminine attractions could not agitate the mind of Krishna, it is said. But there was one thing that Krishna was charmed by his wives. What was that? When he would return in the evening, they would make Krishna sit on a elevated couch. They would remove his sandals, wash his feet. Later they will remove his mukut and comb his hair. And then they would offer a big plate of prasad to him. And then standing by his side, they would fan him. So Krishna would look at these queens and smile. And he thought in his mind, they have thousands of servant maids. Instead of engaging someone else, why they want to do it themselves? And that is because of the loving service attitude. So that service attitude attracted Krishna. In Kubja also, there was service attitude. That alone attracts Krishna. It's a very reasonable thing to understand. Generally in the Vedic life, there are 4 classes of people. There are teachers, administrators, traders and artisans. We call as Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra we call. When they make marriage matches, for the Shudras they will see sex match. And for the Vaishyas they will see money match. You can ask anybody like Marwadis, Agarwal, Goyal, Bansal and all, they will see money match, status match they will see naturally. And you can see Kshatriyas, they will see strength match. The person should be able to go to a forest and slap a tiger and come. Only then he can. Even when Krishna wanted to marry Satya's father, Nagrijiti, her father said, you have to subdue 7 bulls. Only then he can get my daughter in marriage. So Kshatriyas require that strength. And Brahmanas will see character, qualities. Those things they will see. If Krishna has to have a partner, what quality will be needed? There is only one quality. That partner should have a ocean of love. And that is what Srimati Radharani has. Radharani has a ocean of love, we only have a drop of her love. We are all part of Krishna, and in our heart we have a love for Krishna, which is a drop of Radharani's love. But Radharani has ocean of love. So nothing else can attract Krishna. So love is of the heart, but lust is not of the heart. Lust is used for reproduction purpose. But love is completely outflowing. It is completely untainted by any of the exploitative tendencies, as I told you. It involves only seva bhav. And that's what Krishna saw in the queens of Dwaraka. They are pure-hearted. Otherwise they won't be eligible to become his queen also. Even in Rasa dance there was a condition. You can read 10.29.9 in the 10th canto. That verse says, if anybody had a tinge of lust, they were not allowed to enter into Rasa dance. That means everybody who was dancing with Krishna on the same platform, they were all pure lovers of the Lord. In fact, Shukadeva Goswami asked Parikshit, carrying Krishna in their hearts, there are brahmacharis and sannyasis who are Naishtika brahmacharis. They are able to walk on the surface of the globe without falling down. How can Krishna be impure? He asked. carrying him in their heart, they can remain pure. Why will Krishna do any impure activity? So, in this way, in the bhakti path also there is attraction, there is intense attachment, there is determination to attain Krishna, there is loss of sleep due to dreaming about Krishna, and devotee's body may become emaciated in hankering for Krishna, and the devotee becomes disinterested in external things, and devotee becomes practically shameless in terms of chanting, dancing, not caring for the outside world, what people comment about him. A devotee goes mad after Krishna, and devotee becomes stunned, and the materialistic propensities of the devotee dies. It's no more materialistic propensity. He becomes completely spiritually absorbed. These 10 things are there in attraction to opposite sex as well as attraction to Krishna also. So, some philosophers like Daksha Prajapati, they say, if you are feeling too much lust, just keep on enjoying. You will get solid kicks and you will learn that lust cannot satisfy you. They are called bhogis. Then there are tyagis like Ashtavakra. They say that, you completely renounce the material objects and engage in yoga. By proper knowledge and by yoga, you will be able to transcend. But those tyagis also fall down. Here you can see Tyagi, Saubhari Muni. He went underwater, but he saw 2 fishes mating and he fell down. And you will see bhogis also. Both bhogis, tyagis fall. This is Vishwamitra. Even by his great mystic practice, eventually he became attracted to Menaka and begot a child known as Shakuntala, you will see. Therefore, bhogi, tyagi, both of them fall. Then what is to be done then? Here Prabhupada explains, you can see, Yoga Indriya Samyamaha. Actual yoga practice means controlling the senses. One must practice mystic yoga to control the senses, but the sense control of a devotee who fully engages in the service of the Lord with his purified senses, Rishika and Rishikesha Sevanam, can never be disturbed. Prabhupada Saraswati, Prabhupada quotes that. Kaivalyam narakayate tidashapura kasha pushpayate durdantendriya kala sarpa patali protkatadam shtrayate vishwam purna sukayate vidimahendradishcha kitayate yat karunya vai bhavatam tam gaurame vastumaha. Here he says in the 3rd line that the devotee's senses earlier might have had a bhoga vritti, but by chanting Hare Krishna and engaging in service, the senses lose that bhoga vritti propensity. That turns into seva vritti. Some of you may ask, we are also devotees, why the bhoga vritti is not going away? So we have to look at our lives, how are we molding our lives? If you are repeatedly wetting our consciousness by sprinkling water in firewood, the firewood will not give fire, it will also give smoke. In the current day situation, even the practicing devotees sometimes watch so many things in the internet. And sometimes they are careless in terms of dealing with the members of the opposite sex. So if one keeps oneself aloof from tempting environments and tempting activities, and at the same time intensifies the knob of spiritual life, practicing spiritual life seriously, take vows and stick to the vows, then that kind of withdrawal from sense gratification and absorption in Krishna will definitely awaken a higher taste. Param drishtva nivartate, says. Just like Haridas Thakur's example is given here. So Prabhupada says here in conclusion, devotees therefore may see hundreds and thousands of beautiful women with fascinating bodily movements and gestures, but they won't be allured, whereas such women would make ordinary yogis fall, he says. So these are very basic beginning steps. Anyone who wants to convert lust into love, they have to begin with regular association of devotees, with love, compassion and devotion in their hearts, regular study of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, chanting of the holy name in a fixed number of rounds, eating the devotional diet, prasad, and living in a favorable environment, keeping the home like Vrindavan. So these are ABCD are actually the items which are to be done. And the other items to be given up, what are they to be given up? Gimme, you can remember. Gambling, illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication. So give up those 4 things, follow these 5 things, These are prescriptions given by Srila Prabhupada based on Srimad Bhagavatam. So, by carefully and attentively practicing these, and then studying the Srimad Bhagavatam would be very fruitful. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada ki. Exactly in 1 hour I finished. Can I take one question in 5 minutes? Yes, Prabhu, sure. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, you had mentioned this thing about lust and it's always having expectations, unreal expectations, right? So, if we look at it, there's something called trust and faith, which we always expect in the beloved or whoever it is whom we have a relationship with. But the problem seems to be is that we ourselves are not trustworthy and faithful. In which sense then we start doubting and everything. And because of the samskaras and anarthas which you said, it also spills over into devotional life. Either when we are reading scriptures and it may seem that, oh, this is a fairy tale, or, how is it possible? Or we may doubt the intentions of the Sangha if you're working together or something like that. So ABCD, which you had nicely explained in the last slide, what is it that a sadhaka can do to hasten and build trustworthy and faithfulness in himself first? What, in addition to these things?
So the first step in that is, you may have doubt in certain Vaishnavas, but you identify one Vaishnava in this world whose character, whose credentials, whose practical example and lifestyle for decades you have observed and you have developed a deep trust. At least one person should be there for you. Like we all trust Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Now next to Prabhupada there has to be some living Vaishnava, some person. So you begin with that person. Take that Vaishnava's sound vibration very seriously. Associate with the devotee either personally or by hearing the devotee. And also try to connect with the devotee and take instructions from the devotee. And this is how it begins. When you serve the devotee and observe the devotee, service is done how Vapu and Vani Seva you can do. And observe the devotee, how he deals with different situations and everything. And then by that, Katha Ruchi will increase by that. Then with that Katha Ruchi, study Bhagavatam very deeply. And then start implementing the principles in your daily life. So when Krishna sees that you are hearing Bhagavatam with great eagerness, then he will give you the good intelligence by which you can return back to him. So it's like you invest 1 count, Krishna invests 10 count on you. Then you invest 2, then he also reciprocates back. But the beginning point is there has to be one Vaishnava whom you adore, admire. So you remember this very simple acronym, Raga, you can remember, R-A-G-A. You have respect for somebody, then there is admiration in the heart. Then there is gratitude for what you receive from the devotee, then there is appreciation with the mouth. Admiration is here, appreciation is here. So when you have some respect, admiration, gratitude, appreciation for somebody, that's the right person. So begin with that person and then take advantage of the association. And at least you have trust in that person, correct, no? So begin with that trust. Because just as if you want to do a business, you have to invest some amount first, and then you can multiply that amount. Trust also is like that. All right? Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Yeah, anybody else has a question? One question? I can do Kirtan? 5 minutes? Yeah. Everything is ready? So I was telling you this Vasant Raga, huh? Very nice to sing today. It's a Vasant Ritu starting today. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Actually, I am forced to make my singing slow because of that mridanga. I'll play a little faster. I'll give you. You can play Kartal according to my speed. You can take this. Huh? Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Fast play. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Radha Shama Sundar, Radha Shama Sundar, Radha Shama Sundar, Radhe. Radha Shama Sundar, Radha Shama Sundar. Shri Shri Radha Shama Sundar ki, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Samaveta Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki, Kaliuga Pavana Harinama Sankirtana ki. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. We are extremely grateful to His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu. We are also very grateful to Bishara Prabhu for blessing us with his association. Our dear Karuna Goranga Prabhu and Shadbhuj Prabhu from Bhakti Center also here. So let's welcome them and thank them by chanting 3 times Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity, Prabhu, to speak on this on the auspicious day of Vasant Panchami here at New Jersey. And this has been a temple for quite a number of years, and many of your devotees are mature for several years. We are very happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I always tell Prabhuji, when I come here, I feel like I'm going to Grant Road Chopari Temple in Bombay. I get the feeling with all the flooring and everything. Very happy to. And that's a meeting, Prabhu, also.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
The community hall, we can take prasad together.